TV shows. I've never made a best of TV shows video before, but I figured this year especially, I'm watching so many different TV shows, more than I've ever watched in one year. So this only made sense. And just to let people know, if you feel like I neglected to talk about a certain show, mention a certain show, it's probably because I'm just not watching it. I have a lot of shows that are on my bucket list that I just haven't had the time to get to. There's not enough hours in the day or a year to get to them. Shows like Sons of Anarchy, American Horror Story, even Scandal. Shows that I've heard great things about, but I just haven't had the time to watch them yet. So again, these are about the shows that I'm watching. It's my opinion. I feel like I had to preface this before I got into it. First and foremost, I want to mention the show that we had to say farewell to this year. It's very sad. But True Blood, Season 7. Yes, this was the very last season of True Blood. And I'm sure there are some people who maybe they tried to watch this and they couldn't get into the show. Hey, I liked it. HBO, it was something that I watched every summer, and growing with the characters, watching them progress, and just everything that went on with the vampires, and then the crazy mythology that just kept growing and growing with the amount of creatures that came in, werewolves included. There was so much that I liked about the show, and seeing it end this season was tough, especially that last episode. I'm still getting over that. My most frustrating show that I'm watching this year, without a doubt, Gotham. And it's not that I dislike the show. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that there are episodes so far. The first season isn't even done yet. But so far, there are episodes that I love. There are episodes where I sit there and I go, see, this is why I'm still watching the show. Because of the writing, or of the acting, certain characters like the Penguin, or Selena Kyle, or even the mob rivalry going on. I like a lot of things about it. But then there's episodes where it's almost like the writing does a 180. Some of this writing is atrocious. And sometimes it's just night and day where I go, what happened from the week before that was so great to this particular week where the writing's so weak? And especially, we have our main character, Jim Gordon, who I like, and I love that we're following Jim Gordon, but the love triangle that they have him wrapped up in, I can't get into it. I hate Barbara. I hate her with a passion. I do not care for her and Montoya, and it's just, some of that stuff is the worst type of love triangle I've ever seen on a TV show. Ever! And that's saying a lot. But the actual worst TV show that I'm watching from this year is Beauty and the Beast. It's so bad sometimes that I question why do I watch it, but I know. I started watching it initially because of Kristen Cruick, who was on Smallville as Lana Lang, so I had an attachment to her as an actress. I like her, so when I found out she was doing a new show, I decided to check it out. And the first season had its ups and downs, but they miraculously got a second season with as low as the ratings were. So I obviously held in with the second season, and it was still the same thing. There were certain things I liked about it, some action stuff, but the writing is pretty bad, and a lot of the guest star acting is terrible, and pretty much nothing that the characters do make any sense at all. It's a pretty bad show, but for some reason I can't stop watching. It's totally my fault. The most underrated show is probably Constantine, because I'm hearing that it might not even get a second season, which sucks, because I've watched most of the episodes so far. Some of them are still on my DVR, but I've watched a lot of the episodes, and I'm into it. You know, I don't love it, but I do think it has potential to be something even cooler. I think it has a decent budget. I like the main actor who plays Constantine. I like some of the episodic plots that they have going on with the random ghosts and demons. Sure, a lot of it reminds me of Supernatural with the angels and the cases, but I like Supernatural. So any show that might be derived from that. At least the ideas. I know it's based off of a comic book, but still, I can get into it. The best new show from this year, in my opinion, a show that started this year, The Flash. It's something that I'm still impressed that from the first episode on, I feel like they've been on point. And a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that it's the same people that did Arrow. So since Arrow is in 3 seasons, they've grown. The writers know what they're doing by this point. So they can almost do no wrong. And the special effects are great. I've really gotten to love that show and the stuff that they're doing with it, especially after the mid-season finale and the Reverse Flash as a villain. Great stuff. But my top 4 favorite TV shows of the year. This is where we're getting to the great stuff here. Supernatural. And Supernatural, I admit, maybe Season 10 hasn't been its strongest season, but Season 10, it's 10 years. I've grown, I've watched these characters for so long that you can't help but be this invested in them. Everything going on with Dean being either a demon or the mark of Cain and being evil, and Sam trying to save his soul. I'm completely into that. Even the stuff that they're doing with Castiel in heaven and him trying to fix all of the angels and what's going on there. Sure, they're probably not doing enough with that main story, but still I find myself having fun, even with the episodes that are doing their own plots, doing their own stories. I can't help it. I love Supernatural. Game of Thrones. Season 4, wow. It's something that I don't know how this show in general does it, how they just seem to top themselves every season, and they're not afraid to kill off main characters. It's one of the only shows, one of the few shows, who still, after 4 seasons, I can never tell who's safe. I feel like all of my favorite characters have pretty much died off. And sure, I still like Jon Snow and Tyrion and Daenerys, but still, I can't be sure that they're going to make it. And Season 5, the stuff that I'm hearing about, that they are getting away from the books a little bit, which doesn't really matter to me. I haven't read the books, but some of those episodes, some of the brutal stuff that they do on that show, I almost can't believe I was able to get into Game of Thrones. I never thought I would like it, but now I love it. Arrow. Arrow, Season 3 so far has kicked fucking ass. I've obviously loved the show. Season 2 has really cemented it as being a badass, awesome show. But I feel like Arrow is leading the way when it comes to superhero TV shows right now. They're doing so much. They're going leaps and bounds. And I feel like everyone else is probably playing catch-up. With all of these new superhero TV shows coming out now, they're playing catch-up. And after that mid-season finale of Arrow, who can top that? What other show can top something that was so shocking as that finale was? I haven't mentioned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they're not really on my list, but I do want to mention that after their mid-season finale, they've too stepped up. And I haven't talked about them because a lot of the episodes I thought were a little too plotty or slow, and I couldn't really get into it. But if they can pick up where they left off with how awesome that mid-season finale was, they might step up there and be among one of my favorite shows going on right now. But for my number 1 all-time favorite TV show that's going on right now in 2014, The Walking Dead. I mean, could it be any more obvious? I love The Walking Dead. It's the only show that I watch and I sit there and I get this, my heart races in every scene. I can never know what's going to happen next. It's not just because of zombies. It's not just because it's horror and it's bloody and it's gory. That helps. But I'm completely emotionally attached to these characters. I feel like they're my group. I'm with them. They're my squad. They're people that I want more than anything to survive this. But in the back of my head, I know that a lot of them are going to get killed off. And it sucks on one hand, but also the fact that the show isn't afraid to do what they have to do and kill off certain characters. It's what keeps it fresh. It's what keeps it interesting. And I don't think I've ever seen a bad episode of Walking Dead, and that's why it is so high on my list. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of the shows that I'm watching right now? And if I missed any TV show, if I'm not watching a certain show that you think I should be watching, let me know. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!